Hey everybody, it's Kelly Ellis-Neal. I'm so excited you're going to join me today. We're going to have a candid conversation on how I sponsored 22 people in 30 days, pretty much in 30 days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to catch on. I would love you to ask any question that you want. Make sure you post below. I'm really excited to share this with everybody because it's near and dear to my heart. I know it's what really significantly launched my career in the pure romance industry. And I want to help you guys. I want to make sure that you guys get the same opportunity that I have, and just to know that all of us, any of us can do this. This is not just a once in a lifetime chance. This is not a one-hit wonder. We are not in the business as a get-rich-quick scheme. This is something that can launch your career, your business, and give you a significant amount of burst forward and momentum that's going to come back to you tenfold in the long run. So it's going to be a very candid conversation. I'm going to give you the basic tools of what I used and how I did it. I'm going to tell you how many parties I did that month. I'm going to tell you, my plan of action I had that month, and kind of my why, and what else was driving me during that season. Now, if you're just joining us, please feel free to ask any question that you want throughout. Make sure you post below. Also, if you are a team leader, I highly recommend you tagging, go to below where there's a little icon and it says you can click on the friends and you can add friends to this conversation. You're going to want to. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep this on Facebook live stream or if I'm going to remove it after I'm done. I want to share this with everybody, but I also want people to be present, and the people that want it, I want to give it to you. So make sure you add people in now. Make sure you subscribe. I don't know how long this will be on live feed or live stream. Also, I'm going to be quoting and talking about some other, projects that I've worked on and been looking at, and I just don't know if it's something that's going to stay on Facebook or not. So you get what you see today. I'm going to be completely candid, completely honest. I want everybody to know that they can do the same thing I did. And without any further ado, I just want to make sure everybody is clear on that. I don't know if this is going to stay on Facebook or not. So tune in now, get your notebooks, and let's see what we can do. So I decided to go professional. I decided to go full time. I wanted to put all my eggs in one basket with pure romance. And when I made that decision in January 17th of 2014, that's when I started the pure romance journey that I had, because one door closed and the other one opened. Before this, previously, I was a woman-owned landscaper, CDL truck driver, also dabbled in phlebotomy for a while after an accident I had, and was robbing Peter to pay Paul. I was $117,000 in debt. It took me 19 months to get out of debt from this business. I owe 30% of the debt free from my sales, because I also do over $100,000 a year in sales. But majority, I'm going to say 70% was recruiting, really. And I think recruiting is so important. And when I say recruiting, I'm talking sponsoring. You're going to sign somebody on your team. You're going to qualify them. It's a full circle. You're not just going to, sponsor them and then let them go. So when I say sponsoring, recruiting, that means I'm bringing new members onto my team, new women into my group, in my circle, and I'm getting residual income paid for them. While I am sleeping, my bank account is being filled from them also partying at the same time. Now, some people are like, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. It's not, because we carry a product. We give a product. We actually disperse a product at our parties. We're like a cash and carry, credit card carry. We carry inventory. I'm a traveling boutique. And when I sponsor somebody, they're the same way. So there's no get rich quick scheme here. There's no pyramid scheme here. This is a legit in-home network marketing. This is what we do. It's real life. It's tangible. I go out and party 8 to 12 times a month, and I add people to my team. They go and party, and we all win. It's a win-win situation. It's the best situation I've ever been in because it's flexibility. We have financial freedom. I personally am a work from home mommy. There's lots of people out there that don't have children, but I'm sure they want to be a work from home wife, or hello, who doesn't want to be a work from home student? So there's lots of different women. There's something for everybody in this industry. I always say it's mild to wild. 72% of our line is perishable. I like to say we like Mary Kay till page 23, and that's adult content. It's not Mary Kay, but it's super classy. The packaging is phenomenal, and that does help a lot with recruiting, because I think when you see the full package, people want to join you, whether they want to join you for who you are, or the product is beautiful and they're interested in the product line, and that's why they want to join you. But if you never ask anybody, the odds of people joining are kind of slim to none. And when I say slim to none, it is literally like you're shaking it up and throwing it at the wall and seeing what sticks because you're not asking anybody. In April of last year, I had a full year and like 3 months with Pure Romance. I had been booking shows regularly. I had been recruiting on a regular basis. I've been selling. I did $127,000 in my first full year with Pure Romance. And so I knew I was starting to master some of the basics, and that's what it comes down to, is mastering the basics. April of last year, I had this undeniable feeling that I needed to add a significant amount of women into my program, into my team, because I wasn't paying off my debt quite as fast as I wanted to. I gave myself 3 years to pay off my debt, and at that point, I really was like, I feel like I can pay this off faster. I'm seeing, a downline check coming in, and I think I need to double my team. In my mind, I just said I just need to double my team. How am I going to do that? So, I decided from January 1st until April, I brought in 42 team members over that period. But in 1 month, I brought in 22, and that was April of 2015. I'm going to show you a couple of tools, what I used for this actual process. One of them is key. I don't think you should recruit without it. I'm going to show it to you. It is the, one second, let me get it for you guys. It is the PRCEF, okay? And that's our online, that's our enrollment form. And I believe in the paper version of it because I like to control my environment and my situation. Last year, I was the top global sponsor, #1 globally, in the world for Pure Romance. Every single person except for 3 were signed up with this piece of paper, and the 3 that signed up went straight to my website, and I just either didn't know about it, or at the time they might have been in a different state. Whatever it was happened, that's what it is. I actually sponsored over 126 women onto my team, but only 76 of them were in my first downline. I wanted to make sure that I made the most amount of money as quickly and rapidly, as fast as possible that I could. And by that being said, I knew that if I had more team members, I would get a larger lifestyle bonus. I knew that I would make 60% profit on all my sales. The thought of getting $1,000 a month just by having 60 women in the proper order underneath me directly, the thought of that was what triggered me to just make everything happen, because they gave me a simple plan to follow, and I just literally marked out each one as I went until I was completely full. And then I said, okay, what's next? Second downline. Okay, what do I need? I need 8 senior consultants. Okay, let's branch this down. And that's how I came up with it. And I did it really simple. I literally put poster board on the wall and just marked out areas and put initials so that I knew that I was filling it. And if somebody fell off, I knew I'd have to replace it. And it was a constant cycle. The reason why you want to bring in a minimum of 20 people in 1 month is you want to have an adrenaline rush into your business. If you are going to take off on an airplane, okay, you're on an airplane. I was on a few last week when I was on tour in Canada. So every day we were on an airplane, every day. And when we went to take off on that airplane, and let's say I was leaving from Vancouver, there was a lot of water surrounding us in Vancouver. I mean, everywhere I looked, there was water. So when I was taking off at the airport, if the pilot did not go full throttle and pull back and go straight up to the altitude of 30 to 33,000 feet, we would have landed back into the Pacific Ocean. It's going to happen. Gravity would have pulled us down. We wouldn't have had enough momentum. So whether you've been in the business for 5 minutes, 5 years, 15 years, 25 years, tomorrow you need to start your business with new momentum. Momentum is so important. If you only recruit a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, and then a couple along the month, and then you fall back down, you never reach that altitude of cruising level where you can put your earphones in, get your laptops out. You're never going to reach that. You have to go full tilt as fast as you can to the level. And then as you reach that level, a comfortable level, comfortable is not, it's a kind of rough word to use, but a level where you can add certain people on to keep you going and motivated and staying afloat. That is so important. Okay. It's so important to have that. And when you get to that level there, it's still not an easy place to be. No matter how many people you recruit, as fast as you recruit, you still need to put people in your funnel, in your source of your team, because people are going to fall off and people are going to come in. People are going to fall off and people are going to come in. And you can't take it personal, because I have tons of friends and family in this business. And if they said to me, Kelly, it's just not for me anymore, I respect it. They become my loyal friend, my client again, my family, whatever it is that they were in the first place. That's where they go back. But I want to give them the opportunity. I want every woman that I meet to get the opportunity. So I did all of my calculations. I went back to my 2015 folder, which is exactly the same as my 2016, which made me laugh. I must have really liked this at a glance 2015 weekly monthly. And I went back to the month that I recruited everybody, because when I recruited everybody at first, I was like, I need to recruit a lot of people. I didn't know what the end result was going to be. I actually didn't really have a plan. And now that I look back, I have a story to tell you, but now that I look back, I wish I had a plan. Maybe I could have recruited more people that month, but 22 is what I recruited, signed and qualified in my first downline. And I did that. I looked at it, out of all my parties, 11 stuck. So I had 11 parties I held, which 2 of them were on the same day. So I did 2 doubles. So that means that I worked a total of 9 days to recruit 22 people. And I did 2 parties a day, 2 times during that month. I wanted to look at that and see kind of, what that was going to be. At one of the parties, I recruited 6 out of the 11 guests. At one party, I recruited 6 out of the 11 guests. We'll talk about that in a minute, because I know everybody's like, oh my God, that's so much money you lost. No, actually, it was a lot of money I gained. I also was out of town from the 15th through the 20th in Cincinnati, Ohio at training during that month. And I took off, I'm going to tell you, I took off one full weekend for my family. Is there anything else? Got my nails done. Volunteered at my son's school every week. Got my nails done actually twice. Jeez, pieces. I was getting my nails done a lot that month. But I'm just looking at it. I'm just trying to see. I went to Dana Barish's meeting that month on a Tuesday. So I even had time to go do her meeting. I had my own team meeting during that month. And is there anything else that really stands out to me? That's about it. So I had, I was part of my son's life. I went to a meeting for my team. I went to a meeting for myself. I worked 9 full days and I recruited 22 people. I want to do this again. When we went to Cincinnati for the national training, I learned a lot about recruiting at that training, and I'm telling you, if one thing I can tell you is go to every national training you can. If you miss a national training, it's a huge disservice to your family and your financial freedom. You learn a lot at training, and I'm sure they gave me a lot of momentum on the way back. But I had already signed by training 13 of the 22. After the training is when I signed the rest of them. What I'm going to tell you is I didn't look at the instant gratification of the dollar that night of the party. I looked at the party like a paid opportunity event, which means somebody invited me to their house. And no matter what I was going to make, no matter what money I was going to make, I'm going to sell something. I was paid to be there. And instead of saying, I'm going to make the instant sale, I decided to invest in my future, my family's future, my financial freedom, my 401k plan of pure romance. And that's what I decided to do that day, or at that party. And I said to myself, if I don't make any money in the month, I didn't care if I made $1 in the month of April, as long as I put it all in the savings account called sponsoring or team or downline, I knew that the quicker I got there, the faster my money return would come to me. And when I recruited the 22 people, I asked every single person I met and came across, would you like to do what I do for a living? And I gave them the opportunity. Right now we have a killer sale going on. And I did all the math. I think it comes out about $230 with the taxes and the fees and the shipping. Everything's about $230 right now to receive $500 in products. So for me, that's a great value you're giving somebody. If someone's going to go out there and spend $200-300 with you, you can give them an offer that they cannot refuse, which would obviously be purchasing the kit and receiving about $270 in free product. And if you don't do the math on that, it's $230 minus 500, it's going to be about $270. So I offered every single person that option. And then I followed up with, would you like to book a party? Obviously, would you like to book a party with me? Some people were paying enough money that they could sign and qualify that night. If you have somebody coming in the room with $500, you sign and qualify. Also, I believe, if I look back, 4 of my hostesses I signed. And that was really, I think, key as well. The reason why I signed so many people up that month was because I don't believe in judging who should or shouldn't be in this business. And I don't think you can prejudge who your rock stars are. I don't think you can pick out in a group and say, this woman is going to rock the business and going to make all the money. I just don't think it's possible. I think you don't know until you know. And I think a lot of people are just so scared of the fear of starting a business or getting into it that you have to make it easy and comfortable. That was me. Somebody offered me for $250, $500 in free product. And I said yes. They didn't offer me, they didn't ask me to marry them. They didn't ask me to start this crazy business. They said, I have a really great package for you and value, which I think you're going to be interested in. And after you take this opportunity, I'd love to speak with you more and add you to my team and really let you know, you have 60 days to think about this, whether it's for you or it's not for you. And I think the laid back, relaxed atmosphere is why people join. If you do high pressure, high stress, you got to do this today and you got to have this tomorrow and you need this in 30 days. And if you don't do this, you're not going to make it. You're going to fail. That doesn't work with anybody. I don't know anybody that likes time stipulations or you have to do something. I don't think anybody likes to be told what to do. I think people like to be mentored. I think they like to be befriended, and I think they like to be guided in a direction that helps their family. So what I did was I just took every single person that I came in contact with, and I changed in my head a little switch, and I said to myself, I'd rather have them try this out. Yeah, that was like an aha moment right there. I'd rather have them try this out. I'd rather them see what I see for just a glimpse. And if it doesn't work out, I'm okay with it. And I'm okay if they're not wanting to do it. It's okay. But I think giving them the opportunity to see it. I had dinner the other night with Chris Ciccarelli, and he was talking about my business. And I've never spoken about my business really with Chris before. I didn't even realize he looked at our businesses, but let me tell you, he looks at everybody. So make sure your numbers are good. I'm down. I should be at 20% retention on my team this year. I'm at 17.5. And what I realized is I brought in so many people during the first quarter last year. And apples to apples, it's not apples to apples, but it's reality. It's like if you bring 100 people in and only 17.5% stay, then that's 17.5%. If you only bring 2 people in and 17.5, it doesn't matter because it's the retention of it. So what I realized is the next time I do this huge influx, I'm going to try to onboard them. And I'm just giving you my true honest opinion. If you bring in this many people, you make sure you have an onboarding system. I don't think I knew about it, and it's easier to onboard 22 people than it is 2 people this month, 2 people this month, 2 people this month. And I have to say, when I came into this business, there were 6 close friends that I had that I met. They weren't on my team, but I surrounded myself with when I got into business. And it was nice to have that group feeling and getting yourself together. So with that said, onboarding is key. I will do it next time. I'm planning on doing this again. I'm going to give you a really brief story. I'm not going to be long-winded about this because I think it's really important. There was a video. We went to Las Vegas for a training, and I couldn't sleep. I was really amped up. I was excited. It might have even been like our half-year awards. I can't remember what it was. And this was after I recruited 22 people. And I woke up and I couldn't sleep. And I Google searched Oprah because I always love watching Oprah. She makes me feel better, whatever. I like to say I'm like the Oprah of pyramids, but she brings calm to me and I like to hear, what she has to say. And I put in there some inspirational thing, and it popped up and I watched her video and the YouTube link popped up and said, if you like this, you're going to like this. And it said, recruit 20 people in 30 days. It was Eric Worre. And I clicked on it. It was like 3:30 in the morning in Las Vegas time. I'm from Maryland, so it's like really late at night in the early morning. And I sat there and I watched it and I cried. And I'll tell you why I cried. Because what he spoke about in the system that he was teaching, I thought, I'm like, I didn't make a system. I didn't make a system. I have to say I did it because I needed to do it. I needed to pay off my debt. But there's a whole system and a reasoning and scientifically proven that if you recruit 20 people in 30 days, you will end up being a 6-figure income earner. And it's the truth. It really happened to me. And to see it happen to so many other people, they say if you do it twice in your life, you'll be a millionaire. And it's just scientifically proven, and they say that 20% of what you actually recruit or sponsor in your team stay. So that kind of made me feel better. At 17.5, I'm like, it's actually working. I'm a little low, but I plan on doing it again. And I'm constantly recruiting. I'm trying to, last month I think it was 7 people, and the month before it was 5 people and 4 people. I'm constantly recruiting people in my team because I don't want to lose my momentum, and I don't want to, but sometimes you need to take that plane straight up again and try it all over again. And I believe in doing it more than once. I'm going to do it more than once. I hope that you do it at least once in your life. And it's really important. It has to be in that 30 days or it doesn't work. You can't do like 5, 5, 5, 5 because you got to have that momentum and it's got to launch you. My downline checks tripled by the following month. By the following month, the investment that I made by not making my huge sales that month of April, and I should have checked to see what my April sales were. I know I obviously made my minimums and stuff, but I didn't make a huge chunk of money. But the investment that I put into my business by recruiting 22 women that month paid off and came out tenfold for me. And it still has carried on to this day. Still to this day, a year and a month later, I'm still sitting here recruiting. I'm still getting, massive downline checks. I still have a team. It wasn't a one-hit wonder. And slowly but surely, I'm going to do it again. And I believe in it. I know it works. I want it to work for you. If you want a system to follow, I highly recommend watching the GoPro. When I hashtag GoPro, it is not for the camera guys. It is for Eric Worre. His system works. It's beautiful. I wish I had known about his system when I first did it, but it just kind of gave me calm that I knew that I did something right. It wasn't for nothing. It wasn't frivolous. It wasn't a waste of time. It wasn't a waste of people's time and energy and money. I knew I did something that brought purpose into their life. There's women that I recruited during that time that are still with me today that are doing so successful and building teams. And I know it works. And I saw it with my own eyes. And it's been over a year. I didn't want to talk about it until it's been a year because I just wanted to make sure, I wasn't blowing smokes. I don't like smoke and mirrors. I don't like BS. I know that it works. So I recommend it 100%. If you guys want to recruit 20 people in 30 days and change your family's life and your financial freedom, make sure you look up Recruit 20 and 30. I know that's a plug. I know it might, I don't know him personally, but what I want to say is I don't have a perfect system, but his system looks pretty close to what exactly I did. And I know what I did worked. So it's a great structure and I highly recommend it. With anything else said, I thank you guys so much for joining me. I don't know, because of copyrights or anything, if this post will ever be seen again. I don't know if it will be taken off Facebook, but I'm a risk taker. I believe in taking risk. I think risk equals rewards. I think you should say yes to everything that's ever put in front of you. You never know where it's going to take you. I've said yes to a lot of things that scared the hell out of me in my life, and it's gotten me to where I am today. So take risks, get outside your comfort zone, recruit as many people. It's not about making the instant gratification dollar. It's about the longevity of your business. We are in a long-term business. You are a business owner and you want to invest in your family's future and financial freedom. I just love you guys so much. Feel free. I'm going to answer a few questions and then I have to go pick up a couple things. So with that, let's see. Oh my God, I bought his program over a year ago and forgot everything I learned. Yeah, get it back out. I didn't buy his program. Sorry, I didn't buy his program because I didn't know about his program. But if I had his program, I definitely would have watched it a couple times. I'm glad this inspired you. I hope it inspires everybody. I really, really, really want you guys to try this. And I just want you to know that I'm honest about it. Like, this is what it is. This is how we did it. And just know that I did it in 11 parties. Book those parties and make, figure out 1 month where you're not going to be home as often as you like. You got to, if you have a spouse or a partner or children, make sure you take care of all that because this is a big sacrifice for your family. But I know it's going to come back to you. You just want to make sure that whatever you sacrifice, you put it at 110% and you don't stop. Also, I believe in writing a list of 100 people and adding them as well. I think that's really important. And I was also trying to book as many launch parties during this time and do everything I could to get everybody successfully put underneath me, signed and qualified all within 30 days. I didn't want it to leak into the next month. So that's super, super important for you guys. These are great. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I love you guys. Make sure you post below where you're from. If you have any questions, I'll make sure I come back and answer them. And I love you guys. If you want, share it with your team right now. Download it, do whatever you can. I'm going to try to get it uploaded in another location just in case it goes away. But I thank you guys so much for joining me. Again, my name is Kelly Ellis-Neal. You can check my website out at www.kellyellis-neal.com. You can also private message me if you need anything. And if you're interested in joining my team, the Marilyn Monroes, and do Pure Romance as a awesome career, whether it's part-time or full-time, make sure you private message me. I'll take care of you. We have an incredible June sale going on, up to 65% with an additional 30% off. You can get in as low as $230 and receive a ton of free product. The value is awesome. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to talk to you soon. Kelly Ellis-Neal out. Do life different.